Hello and welcome to the Real United Talk half-time discussion between Aston Villa and Manchester United. I must say I'm struggling for words after that first half. I'm baffled by how poorly Manchester United have played that first half. Thankfully, there was a penalty to liven things up a bit. Well, I think apart from that, there's not really many talking points. I think United have been very slow on the ball. I don't think the passing has been all it's what we've seen in the past 3 or 4 games. What did I think of the penalty, Red? I think it was very clever. Very clever. I mean, it's one of those things where you seen him given and you've not seen him given. I'm glad it was given because it's obviously put us ahead. But I think United really should be looking on the chances created. I think Bruno, just towards the end of the first half there, should have put it away as well. But overall, I've got to say it's not been a performance that I've particularly enjoyed in that first 45 minutes. United, they've looked very, very sluggish, and Greenwood's just put it in as well. So that's 2-0 at the end, literally at the end of the first half. So another talking point as well. But the penalty decision, very, very controversial. Very controversial. I think Bruno did what Bruno does. He good bit of skill at the edge of the box. Shaped as though he was going to shoot, but didn't. And just seeing the replays back for the Greenwood goal now, he's picked it up on the edge of the box and he's just put his foot through it, and he really just put his right foot through it, and it's gone straight. Pepper Rain has got absolutely no chance for that. But I mean, Greenwood absolutely on fire at the minute. But yeah, it's Diedrich. Yeah, this is it, and it's not been a great performance. I don't think at all. I really don't. I think United, after the Jack Grealish chance at the back post, I thought United, they looked in trouble. They weren't moving the ball fast enough. The counter attacking was just too slow. The final pass just wasn't there. Passes, were going astray. It just didn't look like the Manchester United that we've seen. Like I said, for the last 3 or 4 games. Against Bournemouth, I thought that was a really good game. The Bournemouth game. Bournemouth went at us from the start, and I was really expecting Aston Villa to do the same in some respect, because that was the way Bournemouth had a chance against us. But, Rashford looks non-existent. I hate saying that because I love Rashford. He's very quiet. He's very quiet, and Greenwood is just a fucking daddy. Greenwood is an absolute.
Marvel.
He's a revelation. I won't say it's Marvel. He's an absolute revelation at the minute. Yeah, breath of fresh air. He just seems whenever United just seem in trouble, he comes up trumps and he puts it away. And that's it. Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood, best front 3 in Europe. Big statement, Harty. Big statement. All those letters you put there, GRM, MRG, RMG. What the fuck is all that? Greenwood strikes against smart. It is. He just seems how you can't drop this lad at the minute. You can't. And this is what I said. I know people want the Jadon Sanchos of this world. Mum's across the table, mate. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Diedrich says, how are you?
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, she's well, mate. Cheers, bud. But yeah, this is the thing that I've been saying, for weeks about Sancho, saying Greenwood, he just looks. No cap tonight, mate. I've got, it's all free flowing tonight. I honestly, hand on heart, I honestly don't believe we need Sancho. I really don't, because I can't see him. I really can't see him wanting to his share that right hand side position when he's been playing first team football at Dortmund. People would love him to come to United. Sancho can play on the left too, says Harty. But Rashford, will that upset the apple cart, so to speak? No doubt about it. We need backup for that front three. I just think too much of a high profile player may not want to share the role. I really don't. Mark had it all shaved off and grade 2 round the back, man. So yeah. Um, Greenwood has aimbot. Ross, you got aimbot, man, on Fortnite. I've seen it. Can't deny it. I've seen it. Dietrich says, imagine next season, though, if we do get Sancho and Grealish to squad depth. Oh, God. Well, this is another thing. I mean, you talk about Grealish there. I mean, Grealish was, he's been out on the right most of the first half. And I'm a bit worried about Wan-Bissaka out on that right-hand side because because those balls that are coming in towards the back post, Wan-Bissaka's even getting caught out or he's completely under the ball. Greenwood's using more hacks. Yeah. But I bet he's learned them from you, big boy. That's where he's got. Marcus, I used to have a shirt like that. Didn't suit me, mate. I love this shirt. I love the shirt. Oh, it's great. I love fire trap stuff. The material so soft. It's so loose. I actually think it's fantastic.
Like George Kyle.
Oh, look, Rodney's coming. Look, I'm surprised. I didn't even know he was here. Let's have a look. Let's get him in. Rodders.
I was listening to you.
Wait, I didn't even know you was coming up. You said you was busy.
I am literally. I got 10 minutes. I thought I need to jump in. I've been listening to you. I thought I've got to get in there and say my bit.
I wish you just said that, mate, because I put off going out tonight because you was doing work.
I am doing work. I've got 10 minutes between the next one. Literally.
Right. Well, then, we'll see if you've got 10 minutes. Take over. Go for it. What do you think, mate?
Never a penalty.
No?
No. Very
clever, wasn't he? Very clever.
Yeah. I mean, clever, but the referee's stupid, and VAR. I don't know what VAR is, so that but United take advantage. Fortunate not to be a goal down before they scored. Pogba didn't sort his feet out. He got caught in midfield. You don't expect that from him. In fact, you don't expect that from any of them, considering the way they've been playing. You said about Rashford. And you know what it is? Ross said something in the pre-game. He said Rashford looks like he's worried about his back. And I thought that's a good shout. That is such a good shout. And you could see when he overrun the ball and he went down, he took so long to get up. Because normally United kind of like, they're on the attack and they go for it again. And they recycle that ball a good while before it went to him. And then when he got it, I thought he's just going to cross it. And he crossed it. He didn't even try and run with it. And I just thought, okay, you're not fully 100%. You're definitely 60%.
Do you think that's a mentality thing, though, isn't it? Very similar to Luke Shaw. It took him months.
Took him. I think it took Luke Shaw a year.
Yeah.
Because that break was bad. That was a bad break. I think obviously when you have an injury and you've got knee injuries and you've got ankle injuries, you kind of think you compartmentalize it it's only a small part of my body. When you break your leg, you think, you see the plaster, but when it's your back, that's everything. Whether you want to go to the toilet and have a shit, do you know what I mean? Anything you want to do. Sorry, Mum. Anything you want to do, you've got to factor in how you move. I suffer with sciatica and it's murders in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Just putting my socks on. So if he's had an injury with his back and he's thinking, if I get knocked on this, what's going to happen? So it's got to be in his mind.
Well, Dietrich says that. Dietrich totally agrees. Dietrich says, yes, a mental thing. You don't want to dive. Climb on the wide.
But the thing is, it's not so much he doesn't want the impact. That's what he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to put himself in. And I can totally get it. I totally get it. But, for me, star man of the show, Greenwood.
What can you say about the ball? I mean,
to be honest, it's not so much what you can say is what you don't want to say, because you don't want to put too much on him. And a lot of people will say he can handle it, playing at Manchester United. That isn't always the case. Right now, he's an 18-year-old kid who's been told, go out and enjoy yourself. Yeah, you're playing in a team you're playing in a team with established stars. You know, Paul Pogba's taking the heat, Bruno's taking the heat, Rashford's taking the heat, Martial's taking the heat. Go and enjoy yourself. Maguire's, do you know what I mean? There's no pressure on him. The minute he becomes like, oh, we can't win without him, then we might see a difference. But right now, we've been playing with such freedom. But he's a kid. He's playing like a kid. I mean, that's what he is as a kid. And his approach to the game, his forward play, his defensive duties, because he actually stopped an attack in midfield, and his first thought was to go forward. Really, really good. But you know, from the goalkeeping point of view, I thought De Gea did well, because the crosses are coming and they're quite dangerous. He punched it well. Wan-Bissaka, I've never seen him give away free kicks.
I said that, mate, just before you came on. I'm worried about it. He's picked up a yellow card, hasn't he?
Yeah, right? Like what's that about?
I've never seen him get caught so much under the ball at the back post. He's normally spot on. Tracking runs, he does everything. But I've never seen him get caught like that.
You've got to be, when you look at that, and you going into this game, everyone would have thought, yeah, it's going to be another demolition job. Aston Villa, considering their position, they're not playing like a team that's in the bottom three or close to. They're not. They're moving the ball well. They've had good possession. They look a threat. They've worked out how to pin back Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. You know what I mean? They're keeping them busy. Fernandes is doing what he normally does going forward, because he's just got the energy. Pogba's been okay, apart from that little slip. I think Martial's looked okay. He's been all right. He's looked all right. He hasn't stayed in the central part, but for me, the standout person definitely is Greenwood. Definitely, he's just, yeah. I'm not saying he's on Rooney levels, but he's up there.
Carly reckons the reason why the crosses are coming in so much because Fatty Shaw is letting his player cross too many times.
No. That's on both sides. That's on both sides.
Pankard says Bruno has a weakness, his heading.
Right.
So,
it's the haircut. It's the haircut.
And George Kyle says the reason we're struggling is simple. Same 11 4 times in a row. Yeah, but Kyle, if you remember, I said, I did say this going back 3-4 games ago, didn't I? If you can't rest 3 certain players against Bournemouth, right, or against Sheffield United, this will happen. Right, this will happen.
I'll back you up. I'll back you up. I
am vindicated.
And you know what? I do remember George actually saying they've got to play the same front six.
Yeah, you will not get away. This might be a young side, right, but you will not get away. We're playing that same 11 for the last eight games.
Yeah,
right?
Do you know?
Not at all.
Do you know what? But before I had to do my lesson, right, I was watching the Spurs Bournemouth game. I mean, oh my! When you see two teams that look tired. It was terrible.
Aston Villa, I think they put so much energy, right, against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Right. It took Liverpool, what was it, 65, 70 minutes?
It took them a long time before they even
break that team down.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised they didn't come out the blocks like Bournemouth came at us. Try and get the early goal, right? Try and hold it, and then same as the second half, get that early goal, see what happens, right? Because they're fighting for their lives down there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was really surprised. They knew that was a weakness to United. And I'm really, they didn't go at us straight away. And on another instance, I'm really surprised United didn't go for Villa. United just seemed to stroke that ball about in the first 15 minutes, like, they're just doing the rounds.
That's the thing. It almost seemed as if the wrong team had the intensity that you were expecting them to have. I was not expecting Villa to have as much of the ball as I've seen in the last 20 minutes. Even when they conceded, I thought they still have quite a bit of the ball. They still have quite a bit.
George says here, right, he's got a photo, mate. I don't like this. These fucking screenshots and shit like this. He says he's got photo evidence of me saying rotate in this game, right? But that's the thing, George. The reason why I said rotate against Sheffield United or Bournemouth was because they were easier games than this.
Yeah.
This is why I said this one. I thought this one and the Leicester game, is going to be the toughest of our running. Purely because Aston Villa know how to fight, to a certain point. It's just a matter of whether the opposition team can have got the know-how of how to break them down.
Yeah.
So for me, Pankar says Grealish has had one real chance. I think Grealish should be putting that away, mate, or at least making the higher work. I think it was a great chance. He's just inside the 6-yard box, isn't he?
To be honest, you would expect him to hit the target.
Yeah. The only excuse I can give him is
didn't even see him.
Yeah. It's on his left foot, and he is mainly right-footed, isn't he? Jay Hart says Villa is fighting for their lives to stay in the Prem. This is why I thought this game would be. It's a tough one. This one.
This game, right?
It's a slog.
7 points. They're second from bottom. I'm just looking at it now on my phone. I'm not thinking, if they don't get a point out of this game, they're in big trouble.
That's all. Yeah, because Bournemouth have picked up a point against Spurs, didn't they?
Yeah, they picked up a point. Bournemouth picked up a point, and to be honest, Bournemouth could have got all 3 points. That's how bad Spurs were.
I would expect the Villa manager at half time to say, "Look, we've literally got nothing to fucking lose now. Let's go for it. Just don't, if you're going to get beat, just don't get beat 5-6-0. But you've got to have a. Ross mentioned it on the pre-match thing that what's his name, Samata,
yeah.
Bringing up his stats, Jesus Christ. I mean, is there a worse? Villa have offered nothing going forward apart from that Grealish chance, and the only time they've looked dangerous to me is the crosses from Grealish.
Yeah, to be honest, Villa looked like they were down. Villa looked like they were down ages ago. This game really should be in the bag. It should be in the bag. Statistically, you look at the scoreline, you think, Man United don't have a concern. But when you watch the first half, you will look at the way that Villa have moved the ball and think that can't be true. Because if Villa get one goal, they move the ball well enough to create more than 2 or 3 chances. And the way Wan-Bissaka is at the moment, if he mistimes one, then you know that he's not seeing the rest of the game. And it was really odd to see him mistime a tackle and get a yellow card. I thought this guy has to be tired. He has to be tired.
Mike, it's only a few games left, right?
Yeah.
But you think of, I don't care what anyone says, I say this about the pandemic, it's still in people's minds, right?
Of course.
People still do not know whether they're 100% safe. Do they go in for full-blooded tackles like they would do normally, or what? Personally, I think no. It's a bit of both because you're scared, didn't you? It's a simple.
You are so. You know why you're so right. The one place you don't want to go is hospital right now.
Precisely. I was going to add that, Mike. No,
you don't want to go there. As much as everyone's going to the pub and doing football, the one place you do not want to be is a hospital because they've not been given the all clear. So
Jessica says it's been a good game.
It has. Well, yeah. Right.
I'm going to say so. But Wan-Bissaka, Pankar says Wan-Bissaka is social
distancing himself. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
I like that one.
Marcus, I'm gonna. Oh, you got him in there. I've got to run. I've got to do my thing, and I'm not going to off because Are you gonna just do after the game?
I'm going to do the post match. I think Ross said he might come on, he might not. So if not, I'll kick it off, do it myself. But all right, Rod, just coming on, mate. I'll speak to you later. All right.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, mate. See you guys.
Bye, mate. Bye. Right. So second half kicked off. So sorry to end it abruptly, but I'll see you in about 45 minutes. All right. Bye. I made